Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. It is I, Caira, your Chicago connoisseur, your Sherpa through Shy City. That's pretty good. I should trademark that. I don't know how you trademark things, but I feel like I should make that a tagline. Anywho, welcome back to my channel. You guys, it is the best time of the year. Shy City summer. Summertime shy? What am I trying to say? Summertime shy is here, and it is the best time to be in Chicago. The city just fully comes to life and it is so exciting. It's hot, people are out and about, enjoying the sunshine. We only get it for a limited amount of time and everyone is pumped to enjoy all of the festivities that come with being in Chicago in the summer. This video is really meant for both people who are coming and visiting Chicago for a short period of time in summer, or the people who live here and are looking for things to do and get out of their apartment and be able to just bask in all that there is. I'm so excited. I love summertime in Chicago so much. It is just the best season ever. It's so much fun. There's so much to do. There's nothing like walking through the city and like feeling the vibrant life of Chicago as you're going through. So I have done the due diligence of going through and figuring out what are my top 10 recommendations of things to do in Chicago this summer. All right, my #1 recommendation, and truly nothing else beats this, is get out on the water in the city. There's a couple different ways you can do this. I have like bougie way, moderate way, budget way of like how to get on the water. But long story short, you're gonna want to get yourself on a boat. Bougiest way to do it is you could rent a yacht. I've worked with Not My Boat Charters before. They're amazing. They have a bunch of different boats in their fleet. They do book out pretty fast. I think all of these rental companies, like Popular Weekends and stuff, book out. So if you are looking to rent a boat, that's the company I recommend. I also have code Caira100, which will get you $100 off your charter. So feel free to use that too. But that's like if you want to get a little bit more bougie. You can have up to 12 people on them. So when you split it up, it's not that expensive per person, but it's one of the more costly options. The yachts go mostly into the playpen. That's where most people do them. I'll pop up some pictures of me and my friends. This is my team Maven. We help people find apartments. If you're looking for one, I got a job farm link. Anyways, we rented a yacht. This was us at the playpen. We had such a blast. But if you're looking for something a little bit more budget, renting a pontoon or a river boat is a lot cheaper. Those you can just drive up and down the river. You don't need a captain's license or a captain for them, which is nice. Depends on the company. Don't quote me on that. But they have different ones. Some of them have little grills on the back. Some of them include a pizza. Just about all of them have like a table and it's BYOB, but those can be really fun. We did one of those for our friend's birthday and it was roughly like $30 per person, which was a really good price. Or if you're just looking to get on the water and you're really balling on a budget, water taxis are the most underrated thing to do in Chicago. It is so much fun. There's 2 different companies for water taxis. One of them picks up at Mag Mile and then goes out into the lake and park somewhere in South Loop. The other one, which is the one that I recommend the most, is it picks up at Mag Mile and then puts your way down the river and it drops you off all the way at Ping Tom Park in Chinatown. It's like $6.50 or something like that one way, but it is so much fun. And then I love ending up in Chinatown and going and getting dumplings from my favorite restaurant, QXY Dumplings, and it's BYOB. So I just bring a little tote bag of some drinks, bop along down the river, and then go and get some dumplings afterwards. And it is one of my favorite things to do in Chicago in the summertime. You can also do the kayaks. Those are a little bit more expensive. I don't honestly know the price. Also because I'm terrified of kayaking in the river. Like that just does not sound like fun to me. All of the boats are so big in there and the kayaks are so small and I'm not very strong. I'm a good swimmer, but I'm not a good paddler. And I just think I'd get run over and die. Not my cup of tea, but you can do it if you're up to it. I know there's also kayak tours where you can go out on the lake and watch the fireworks, and that would be really fun. Which brings me to option #2. I highly recommend making a point to watch the fireworks in Chicago this summer. The fireworks show happens at Navy Pier, and it is beautiful. Chicago does them 2 times a week every single summer, and it's Wednesdays at 9 p.m. or Saturdays at 10 p.m. It is really, really cool. I highly recommend making a point to watching it. It's so fun. It's just so fun and festive, and it's pretty. You could literally sit anywhere along the waterfront. You don't have to be at Navy Pier to see it, but you'd be able to see it from just about anywhere on the waterfront, and it is just such a cool like Chicago thing to see. My 3rd recommendation would be to check out one of the festivals. So there's tons and tons of different festivals. I'll get into Street Fest in a second, but the festivals I'm referring to are like the big music festivals or things of that nature. I'm a big fan of Lollapalooza and Windy City Smokeout. Lollapalooza is definitely a lot of high schoolers from the suburbs. Like, let's preface with that, and I am a grandmother there. However, I usually just go go, watch a couple of the headliners that I want to see, and I don't make it like this huge big festival thing, and I think it's so much fun. Also, Windy City Smokeout. I went to that for the first time last year. I only did one day of Windy City Smokeout, but it was perfect, and it was so fun. Just saw, I'm not a huge country music artist person, but like live music, it's always a good time. Plus, they have all of the major barbecue pits in the States, like the big competitive ones, come to Windy City Smokeout, and they have their top items. So it's really fun to be able to try some of this like really, really good barbecue food. Next recommendation is you have to do a beach day. The beaches in Chicago are unreal. I grew up in California. Like, I know California beaches. I had no idea that the lake here was literally like an ocean, and the beaches are so legit. Like, they're huge and sandy, and like when the weather's nice, people flock to the beaches. They get so crowded, but like in a good way, like a fun summertime shy way. I love it. So North Avenue Beach is a really popular one. I also really love Montrose Beach because it's a dog beach, so my dog can run around and play up there, and like the dogs are running through the water. It's so cute. But really anywhere all the way up the lakefront, even at parts where it's not a beach and it's just like the concrete that people jump off of and like swim around, those get filled with people with their towels and stuff. Bring yourself a picnic, grab your sunscreen, go head out for a beach day. It is just, it's so Chicago in the summer. I don't know. I feel like I can't put into words my excitement for all of these things because they're all just so much fun. Next up would be checking out the yoga or Zumba at Navy Pier. Their schedule changes, so I recommend looking it up and finding out what is the most up-to-date schedule. But last year I did Zumba at Navy Pier a couple times, and it is such a fun time. They have like an outdoor mini amphitheater set up on like the south side of Navy Pier, and they connect it to the big speakers, and there's a professional Zumba instructor who comes out, and the classes get really full and everyone's having so much fun. No one gives a crap what you look like dancing, and it's such a good workout. I need to get back and do that again this year. It's such a good time. I think they do both a yoga and a Zumba class once a week at the pier, but look it up. Next recommendation would be to check out one of the neighborhood street fests. So they have all sorts of different ones all over the city all summer long. So I know Wicker Park Fest is a big one, West Town Fest, there's the Old Town Art Festival. Like, there's so many of them. Greek Town just had their festival like last weekend. There's a lot of these different things that happen all over the city all summer, and it's a really cool way to be able to go around. You see some of the local shops have pop-ups there. There will be local restaurants or street food. Randolph Street Fest was a big one, and that was like all of the main restaurants in West Loop. So these happen periodically through summer, and they are a lot of fun, a really cool way to check out another neighborhood and kind of its vibe and stuff, and just explore more of the city. They also have themed ones. Like, I know there's a Michelada Street Fest, and I think there's a Tacos and Tequila Fest coming up. The Greektown Fest was like all Greek food. There's something for everyone. Next one is I highly recommend catching an outdoor movie this summer. So there's a couple places you can do it. I recently went to Rooftop Cinema. That was super, super fun. It is a little bit more on the bougie end. You're in really nice chairs. You have silent disco headphones on. Like, that was really cool. And you can order food and drinks straight from your seat. That's in West Loop on the rooftop of the Emily Hotel. But if you are not wanting to pay for the more elaborate experience, you can do at Millennium Park. They do movies in the park each week. And Gallagher Way, outside of the Cubs Stadium, they do movies in the park each week too. And I think both of those are free. So it's just such a fun way. Like, grab yourself blankets for both Gallagher Park and Millennium Park. You can bring in your own food. I'm pretty sure there's no drinks allowed in either of those spaces, but you are welcome to picnic in your own food. Alex and I love to go to Naf Naf Grill and pick up to-go food from them and then head into the park. But so much good stuff, so fun, and such a cool way to watch a movie, sit outside, enjoy the weather. No one who lives in Chicago wants to be inside at all once summertime hits. Next recommendation is if you are someone who is sportier than I highly recommend joining a beach volleyball league. These all happen at North Avenue. I'm sure there's probably volleyball leagues other places too, but you mainly see these at North Avenue Beach. And the entire beach, they set up with these volleyball courts, and I've never seen so many people play in my whole life. It is so cool and so fun. I realized I made the fatal mistake last year of joining up a volleyball league myself, and I am so not sporty. And this may or may not be true, but on my first day of volleyball, I may or may not have gotten hit in the head with the volleyball and burst into tears and walked off the court. So volleyball is not my forte, but all of our friends who were on the team and Alex who was on the team, everyone loved it. I just realized I'm really good at keeping score and not actually actively participating. But highly recommend, if you just Google like social volleyball leagues in Chicago, even if you don't know someone, they can put you into a random league that is looking for more people. So definitely check that out if that's something that interests you. Next is you have to get out and go to a baseball game this summer. Whether you're a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan or neither, I highly recommend checking out a baseball game. There's nothing like going and getting a Chicago dog and a cold beer and sitting outside. The bleacher seats at the Cubs Stadium is wild. It's so much fun. It's like, I feel like it has to be on every single Chicago bucket list of like just one time go out there and go watch a baseball game. You can get really cheap tickets last minute. You can check out like SeatGeek, I think does last minute tickets, or even just showing up at the stadium once the game started. That's when you'll typically get the best price tickets. If you don't care to actually go into the stadium, there's also a lot of rooftops around the Cubs Stadium where you can just pay to sit up on their rooftop and you can still see the game. They'll have TVs and stuff up there. And usually they have a bar right there with no line versus like the crazy lines within the stadium. Or sometimes it's like a drink package. So you pay a little bit more and you get unlimited drinks for the duration of the game. Next would be you have to do a bike ride. This is for anyone. Like if you're not doing this, you're not living Chicago summer to its fullest. You have to do a bike ride up the Lakefront Trail. If you don't have a bike like myself, then you can absolutely rent a divvy bike. They're like $3.30 for a half hour. And there's lots of entrances to the Lakefront Trail in like Streeterville, on Chicago Ave, at North Avenue Beach. There's like different entrances all the way along, but start at one end and just ride for a while. It is beautiful. One of the first beautiful days this year, I rode all the way from uptown to Streeterville, and it's such a picturesque way to see the city. The lake is so stunning, and it's also just really cool to see all of the people out on the Lakefront Trail that are rollerblading, walking, running, riding bikes, like everyone just being outside and active and appreciating the weather in the city. All right, that was my top 10, but I do have one bonus one because I'm holding myself accountable and I really want to do this year, and that is doing the Friday morning swim club. I've never done this myself. This takes place at Montrose Harbor, which is like just south of Uptown, but it is just a little bit further than I've ever gotten myself up to do. But every Friday at 7 a.m., a bunch of people meet there and you bring your own coffee mug, and at 7 a.m. they all jump in the lake to start their day. And then afterwards, there's like a local coffee company that sells coffee in your own mugs there for you to be able to like cheers with all your friends and just have like a great start to a Friday. I want to do this so bad. So I've added this as my bonus one on this list because I am holding myself accountable and I'm going to do it this summer because that just sounds like such a fun way to start off your Friday right. All right, guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope this gave you some inspiration on things to do this summer in Chicago. If you have any other recommendations, please comment them down below, and then everyone check out the comments. That way we can see what other people are really wanting to do and what's on their bucket lists for the summer. If you have any questions, as always, you can feel free to comment down below as well, or message me over on Instagram. I try and respond to every single DM over there. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel, lets me know what videos you guys are liking, and helps with the algorithm. And of course, if you are looking to watch more content, hit that big red subscribe button. I post a video every 3 days, and click that notification bell so you get notified when I post. I make videos all about Chicago, apartments, a little bit of Trader Joe's, and I would love to have you along. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.